If you spend 15 to 20 minutes every day creating a high quality anticipation watch list from stocks with established momentum, you will always find opportunities during the day, or most of those opportunities in the first half an hour or 1 hour, where many of these stocks will break out. So the more better job you do of creating a good quality anticipation watch list, and which contains not like 50 stocks but like handful of stocks, then you will improve your probability of making money for that particular day or for that particular week. So in order to look at like anticipation watch list, the one of the first thing which you need to really like focus on when you're creating a anticipation watch list is that select only stocks with established momentum. There will be many anticipation setups and stocks which do not have established momentum, but uh, in order to improve the probability of a setup working, if you select stocks with momentum, you will have better success. Now, the easiest way to do that is by using a momentum indicator like TI65. So, as you can see in this particular case, the stock established some sort of a trend here, buying came in. So, either stock will show up in your 4% breakout scans or dollar breakout scan, but it established momentum, then it went sideways, and then it had a 10% move here, then again it went sideways. Here it had like an around 12% move, now it's again going sideways. Now that's an anticipation setup. So basically first cut which will eliminate a lot of stocks is selecting a stock with momentum. Now if you select stocks with momentum, that alone is not going to reduce your list to a manageable level. The second thing which you need to look at is, as far as possible, for a continuation kind of an anticipation setup as against a pullback kind of an anticipation setup, look for an anticipation setup which is near the high. See, like in this particular example, if you look at it, like even this first one, from this particular high, this stock had only like around 3% pullback, or here it hardly had any pullback, or here it hardly has any pullback. So which tells you that the there is a strong buying or people are not selling. So that, look at like, so the second criteria to look at is stock which is near its high, or an anticipation which setups which forms near high. Now this is another example of that. Here again you're looking for a stock which established momentum. There's no point in having an anticipation setup when there is no momentum. Now it established momentum, it went up. Like here the stock has gone up around 49%, and this is the first setup which it has formed that as an anticipation setup. Very nice setup. See here, 0.79%, 0.15%, 0.05%. So that's the kind of setup. Again, stock is near high. This particular anticipation setup is forming near the high. Here you have another example of that. So Drive Shack, where it established momentum, it went up around 31%, and now is going sideways, and stock is near its high basically. Yeah, his, which is again setting up similarly, like you have this particular phase. See, either you will catch a stock at this beginning of its momentum by using a 4% breakout or a dollar breakout. In this case, like 4% breakout started this particular move. Now it's gone up and it is up around 40%, but it is setting up for a possible second leg of the move or third leg of the move, and uh, near high. So that's the second criteria. So first is should have momentum, second is like should be near high. Okay, same way Beezer home, if you see stock, again like at the beginning of a move you'll find a 4% breakout or a momentum burst. So always like an anticipation is a complementary method to 4% breakouts or dollar breakouts. You will find a stock at the beginning of the move probably by using a 4% or a dollar breakout. After that it establishes momentum, you'll find it in anticipation setups. So that's how it works. Juno, again stock is near high, so that's the other thing. Okay, now again this particular stock is near high. This is my watch list for today, 18 stocks. SRCI, again similar thing. NSP, see, like this is the first leg and stock has gone sideways. Now this kind of a stock will not show up in your 4% breakout, but it will show up in your dollar breakout. If you see dollar breakout, it would have had dollar breakouts during this move. See here, like dollar breakout. So combination of methods find all kinds of situations. So again, you are looking at basically a Very nice setup here, forming like series of narrow range day 0.27, 0.16, 0.32, 0.16, 0.0%, 0.5% down, and like in a here you have like the stock is 0.05%. So that's the kind of setup which you look for. It can break to the either side, it can break to the upside, it can break to the downside, but we are looking at primarily if likelihood is to break to the upside. Now again, so what is the criteria? First, stock should have momentum. Second, it should be near high. So that will eliminate a lot of candidate, a Arc Rock. Then you have Mueller Industries, which is setting up nicely. See, established momentum, sideways. Second or third leg of the move is what you're trying to capture. DHI, again, similar thing. CarMax, big breakout on earnings, going sideways, setting up very nicely. GPC on some news, like it bought another parts company, I think. It's going sideways, setting up for an explosive move possibly. Microchip, again, like if you see, stock has momentum, stock is near high, and if you see like how much is like this kind of a move, see, like here you're looking at say this is 0.07%, this is 0.47%, this is 0.01%, this is like in a 0.01 downside minus 0.16%, this is 0.02%, and here it's 0.14%. So you will see that look at it's got a very tight range which is has formed, and it can break out to the upside with a great force from that particular thing. It's a high price stock, so that this kind of a stock, if it breaks out, it can make $2, $3, $4, $5 move in a jiffy. And if you can get in with just a little bit of like a stop, in the sense with like say for something like this, I would look at entry of like say based on this particular thing, I would look at around 92.5 as an entry. So if 92.5 is an entry, so your stop might be around 91.89 or 92. So for a 50 cents, you can like get a, sometimes you can capture a 3 to 5, $4, $5 move. So that's like allowance again, like, and this is similar kind of a situation. Then you have BHF. This is not near high, but this is an IPO. In IPO, you can look at setups, but like again, the stock is near the high of this particular move. So that's like, and that's very nice. So that's the kind of setups or quality list. If you have, then you will find ideas. Like if you see yesterday, one of the stocks which I highlighted was PNR, and as you can see, it made a $1 move. You could get in with a very close stop, and the entry point could have been 70.50, which was the high of this consolidation, or 70.49. My entry trigger was 70.49, and the stock went up like it didn't make a big move in terms of percentage, but like in terms of risk reward, just for risking a little bit of money, you're up $1, and it depends on how much size you do. If you're buying 1,000 shares, then you're up like $1,000 or around $600-700, I think, probably. So that's what is the key. So the key to finding good setups, first is to find a stock with established momentum. Second is look for consolidation near the high. That's a better setup. Third, which is important, is like many times you will find setups which are on a very extended stock, like say stock which has been going up for a lot of time. Like this particular stock has been going up for some time, as you can see. Okay, as against that, if you see a setup which is like a stock which has just established momentum, like this is an example of a very young trend, in the sense stock has just recently established momentum. That's why when you see this TI 65 darker, that means the momentum was established in last 30 days basically, or 25 days basically. So this is 25 days. As the stock keeps moving, it can form multiple setups, but your risk of reversal increases if it becomes a old trend. So keep a look at this. Most of the setups which I am showing today are currently young trends, or most of them will be young trend. Doesn't mean that I will not buy something which is but like then the hold period will be much shorter. But as far as possible, look for the first setup or a second setup. That is where you'll find that your chances of success are much higher basically. So anything which is extended, which has gone up for a long period of time, say like this particular kind of a setup, uh, they don't tend to work as well as the first or second pullback or the first or second anticipation setup, which forms once a stock establish a trend. Like this is again a young trend, as you can see, dark green is young. Okay, if there is like an, I say again, a younger trend, younger trend, younger trend, younger trend, CarMax, just about like an, so those are the stocks to look for, which are like an, just setting up first time is the charm basically. So look at some of these criteria. If you use some of these criteria, you'll find that you can have a very select list of 8 to 10 or 20 stocks to watch, and then you can get in as soon as they break out, and you can do all your planning in terms of deciding where I'm going to enter this particular stock, at what price. You can decide like, and I know what price I'm going to enter this stock. Already have an order ready and put in place for that particular entry point, or like I know where I'm going to enter a stock like this, and that's where anticipation allows you to do that planning, so that you're not reacting to the market, you're not really frantically looking for what should I be buying in the morning, based on furious scanning and news and all. That's another way to look at making money. But like if you want peace of mind and low blood pressure and trades which are planned trades, with a planned stop and a planned entry point, then work on developing a quality anticipation watch list. The better quality anticipation watch list you have, you will be better at finding opportunities during the day, and many of these opportunities within the first half an hour, 45 minutes itself. Many times they can break out and they can make 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, sometimes 10% move in just like in a first half an hour, 1 hour. So making this effort to create this anticipation watch list, and not only that, converting it into actual trades, will help you find uh, trading opportunities and help you find money every day if you do this homework. And it doesn't take much of a work. If you're spending 1 hour doing anticipation, obviously you're doing something wrong. It should not take you more than 15 to 20 minutes to do it. Once you know what you're doing, once you have all the things set up, and once you're very clear as to what you're really trying to achieve using anticipation, it should be very clear. And I have shared a lot of examples of this real time also, and also shown you how to manage this trade. And if you use those guidelines, it shouldn't be a very difficult. This is not rocket science. Anybody with an average intelligence can do this. So if you want to make money swing trading, create high quality anticipation watch list. The better the quality of your watch list, more in control you will be of your trading, and you will not be dependent on anybody, and you will just have, like, as the market opens, you will have opportunities, more opportunities than you can handle.